welcome back to Live YogaCandi. So today we have a really easy yoga for the hands. So absolutely anybody can join in and anybody can do this class as well. But be really mindful, especially if you're suffering with quite intense arthritic joints or something like that, then just do what you can. And remember that if something doesn't feel right, that the best thing to do is to slowly ease out of it and just do what you can. It's all going to be seated, so you're more than welcome to do this at your office if you're at work and this is your lunch break. It's a really great way for us to stretch out our fingertips and our palms and all our joints so that it helps, because when you think about it, in this day and age, we're always typing, whether it be on our mobile phones, on our laptops, and holding our phone is also giving us all this RSI at the moment. And I'm not surprised, so hopefully this is going to help you guys. So if you really enjoy the video and you found it helpful, just give it a thumbs up, and then all you have to do is go into your saved videos and you can just do it whenever you need to do it. I really hope you guys can hear me. I've got my external mic on, so fingers crossed that's working well for us all, and fingers crossed that the internet stays, because this is live and we don't know what technology is going to do. So our class today is only going to be around 20 minutes long, guys. It's not going to be very long. It may be slightly shorter, or maybe it'll be slightly longer, but it's not going to be, it's going to be around that. And for those of you that haven't already subscribed to the channel, then do subscribe just to support free yoga, which is something I love to bring to you. So I think let's get straight on with it, shall we? I'm going to move back a little bit. If you guys want to ask me any questions while I'm doing the video, feel free, because I'm actually going to be a bit closer to the camera today and hopefully I can see what you're saying. So feel free to ask me anything. But of course we want to keep our hands from typing just for this moment. This is a time for you. So maybe try not to type while we do the class today. Come into a comfortable seat, whether it be at your desk at work or on your heels, or even take a comfortable cross-legged position. Whatever's better for you. I'm going to take a cross-legged position for a minute. So to start off with, let's just sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Suck in the lower abdomen so that you feel a little bit of space behind the pubic bone, keeping that awareness in the stomach. Let's take a moment before we begin. Although this isn't going to be an intense asana or anything like that, it's all just a little bit of stretching. I still want us to come into our body and to become present before we begin. So wherever you are, take a few moments to sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Place your hands wherever they feel comfortable, either on your knees or in your lap. And this is particularly important for those of you that are working today, because it's good just to come back into the body, relax the mind, and then you can come into this practice with full intention and full awareness. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale in and out of the nostrils. Take one more deep breath. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Widen the elbows. You can open your eyes now. Push your palms together nice and strong so that you're really engaging through the shoulders and the arms. And you're really pushing your fingers together. This is our first exercise. It's also a little bit of more than a stretch. This is a bit of strength. So try to keep all the fingertips together. Try to keep the whole palm together. All your fingertips should be spread wide. And just push them together. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Perhaps even look at your hands and really send your intention to them, what you're trying to do here. You're trying to engage and strengthen, and Look after the hands. Now release your fingers. I'm just going to come onto my knees because I'm going to find this a bit of an easier position to be in for our next exercises. So just remember to adjust your seat whenever you need to be in the right position for you. Okay, let's take our hands by our sides, but really engage the hands. So widen through the fingers, spread the fingertips apart. Keep your shoulder blades down the back, sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Inhale and really with intention, start to lift the hands up really, really slowly. This is like a little bit of a nerve / tendon stretch. So you're trying to really concentrate on bringing your fingertips towards your body. So you're engaging your hands a lot here. A lot of this is in the mind as well, but lift your hands as high as you can until you feel a stretch. When you start to feel a stretch, then hold your hands there. You should feel a bit of a stretch sort of where you're near your elbows in this position. Remember to keep your shoulders relaxed and down. Don't allow them to come up in this pose. Keep them down. Really, really stretch the fingers, guys. Close your eyes and let's take 5 deep breaths here. So keep that intention. Really keep the fingertips nice and engaged. Spread wide. Take 5 deep breaths. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now let's bring our hands in towards the body, into towards each other, and then release them. They might have got a little pins and needly then. I know mine did. I'm not sure if it's because of the amount of arm balances I've been doing recently and things like that. So maybe you haven't had the same sensation. Everybody's different. We're going to do that again, but we're going to play around with moving our arms backwards a little bit. So once again, hands down by the side, really engage your fingertips, really, really concentrate on that, guys. Start to lift them up, and when you feel your stretch, you may not get as high as I can, maybe you get higher. Let's start to move our arms behind us, away from the chest. Perhaps even slightly push your chest forward. Now you may feel a very slight stretch in the front of the chest as well, in the front of the shoulders. And you'll also feel it in that same place again, maybe down the hands and a little bit up the forearms. If you're not feeling a stretch, perhaps you need to engage your fingers a little more and point them up towards the sky as much as you can, and then you'll feel the stretch a little more. So stay here and let's take 3 deep breaths. If you want to, you can even play around with moving them a little bit further behind you. I'm going to have to move forward because I've got a wall right here. So I'm just going to move forward a bit. Keep them pointed up. Take 1 more deep breath and remember to keep your shoulder blades down the back. Now draw them back to the center and shake them out. Okay. I think somebody said something to me and I'm really sorry, but it doesn't seem to be staying up on the screen, so I'll check that in a moment and see how you're getting on. I hope you guys are. Let me just check it. Why not? Stay where you are. Shake your fingers out. This is, which time zone is it? This is GMT. This is the UK. Okay. Come back into your seat wherever you are. Sit up nice and tall. And now we're going to take our hands out in front of us. So with your left hand, or whichever hand first, it doesn't matter, point the fingertips down towards the ground. Use the opposite hand to pull the fingertips towards the body. Keep the shoulder blades nice and relaxed and down the spine once again. Using that hand, pull the fingertips towards the body just as much as you can until you feel a stretch on the front of this hand, and perhaps also in the wrist as well. You should feel something there. Stay here for 3 breaths. And then relax that hand. Give it another shake out. And we're going to take that same hand in front of us once again. So now keep your palm up nice, really stretch through the fingers. Take the opposite hand and stretch the hand towards the body. Perhaps go closer towards the fingertips rather than on the palm, so that you're stretching the fingers back rather than just the palm itself. Only go as far as feels comfortable. Take 3 deep breaths. And then release that hand. Give it a shake out again, and we're going to take it to the other side. Okay, so take whichever hand you didn't do that last time. Take it in front of you, the fingertips pointing down towards the ground, and use the opposite hand to pull those fingers towards the body until you can feel a stretch. Only go as deep as feels comfortable for you. Don't go too deep that it feels really uncomfortable or that it feels painful. None of this should be painful, guys. A bit of discomfort is normal, and that's just you stretching out the body. That's absolutely fine. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then release, and let's shake that out. And we're going to do the same thing, taking that hand in front of us, spreading the fingertips. Really concentrate on spreading them and sending them up towards the sky. Take the opposite hand and push the fingertips towards the body until you can feel a stretch on the opposite side of the forearm this time. You should actually feel it a little bit down here. Some of you may feel it quite a lot, and that's probably where you've been using your hand in the same way quite a lot, repetitive strain. Then that's quite all right. And for those of you that have arthritis or something like that, just be really gentle with yourself. Only go as far as feels comfortable. Now let's release that hand, give them another stretch. Now we're going to do something a little more intense. Oh no, in fact, before we do that, while we're still in our seat, because we're going to go on to all fours in a minute, let's take our hands by our sides once again. Now engage your wrists so that they're pointing towards the body. Okay, so you're really pulling them up towards the body, and slowly, like we did before, but now with the wrists, start to lift the hands until you feel a stretch at the front, at the top of the palms, the top of the hands. When you start to feel that stretch, stay there and just breathe. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Now you might even feel a little bit of a stretch in your elbows. I do, because I've actually got hyperextended elbows, which is a bit of a common thing with the ladies. Women often have hyperextended elbows and things like that. So that's fine. Just feel that, as long as it's not uncomfortable. If you need to slightly bend the elbows, then do that. Take 1 more deep breath, but really engage and really point those point the knuckles towards your body as much as you can, and then you really will feel the stretch. Take 1 more deep breath here, guys. Now start taking them in towards the body. Keep I can't remember names for parts of the body today. Keep those knuckles pointing down towards the ground, in fact towards your body, so that you're really, really engaging them. Now slowly release the arms as slowly as you can. Just roll the shoulders as well. And now do the opposite direction with the shoulders. Shake out the hands. Some of these stretches can be quite intense, guys, especially if your hands are particularly sore today. I know mine are, so let's make sure that we're gentle with ourselves. Okay, now we're going to come on to all fours. For those of you that are working at a desk, I hope this is okay and you can come on to all fours in the office. Hope nobody thinks you're too crazy. Don't worry, it's all looking after your body. So come on into a tabletop position. I'm going to face you so that you can see what I'm doing with my hands. Yes, I'm still in frame, good. So now what we want to do is take your left hand and externally rotate at the shoulder so that the hand comes behind and faces the body. Now, if you can't get your hand completely all the way around, that's absolutely fine. Just go as far as you can. But if you can, like I am, where the fingertips are facing towards the body, then stay there. Now with the opposite hand, we're going to turn it underneath and we're going to rest on the top of that palm. So this hand, you're resting on the surface of the hand. I didn't have a hand, so I showed you with my chin. And then the other one, you resting on your palm, keep your fingertips really spread apart. And slowly start to move backwards. So you're moving backwards with your bum now. And you'll feel a stretch at the front of the right hand, and you'll feel a stretch at the back of the left palm. Only go as far as feels comfortable. If something gets too intense, start to move forward again and perhaps just release your hands, okay? I'm going to come side on so that you can see what I'm doing from the side as well. Okay, and then this hand, you're resting on the top of the hand. And then slowly move backwards, only as far as feels possible. I can't actually go back very far without feeling a stretch, so this is it for me. Take 3 deep breaths here. That's great, guys. Move forward and release your hands. Come back onto your legs and let's just give them a little shake out. Now we're going to do the same on the opposite side. I see a couple more people have joined in. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know if this will start from the beginning for you, but this video will be saved, so you can always do this in your own time. Okay, so I'll show you from facing the front once again. Come onto all fours into your tabletop. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So taking your right hand, externally rotate so that your fingertips are facing the body. Okay, only as far as you can. Keep your fingertips really spread out. And with the left hand, we're going to take the left hand underneath, spread the fingertips and place the top of that palm, the top of that hand onto the ground. Okay. And then start to lean back. If staying up like this is more than enough and leaning back is too much, then don't lean back. But if you can, start to lean back and you'll feel a stretch on the top side of the hand on the left side, and then you'll feel a stretch in the back of the wrist on the right side. Let's take a few deep breaths here. This actually feels quite good, even though it's quite intense. I don't know how it's feeling for you guys. I hope it's feeling good. Remember to listen to the body. Remember to listen to your breath. Take one more deep breath here. And now let's slowly, slowly release. So take the left hand up and then the right hand, and let's give them a little shake out once again. And we're going to do, I think we've got one more, guys. Yeah, one more to do. Okay. So all these exercises are really important to do when your hands are feeling particularly tired, particularly fatigued. Just make sure you come back to this video whenever you need to. The hands are so important, especially in just to stretch out your hands, guys, while I'm talking. Start to bend through the fingers, do whatever feels right at this point. Yeah, it's really important, especially with the technology nowadays, the amount of time that we spend on our phones, texting, and I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes my hand feels like a claw, especially because a lot of my work is online. So I'm doing a lot of typing, I'm doing a lot on my phone as well. And sometimes I feel like, I don't know if you remember that Friends episode where Chandler got the claw hand because he was playing games too much. That's how you end up feeling. So make sure you look after your hands. They're really important, and we only get one set of them, okay? So take the time, all right? Take the time. Okay, now let's come back onto all fours, and we're going to, actually, let me face you, it'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing. We're going to externally rotate one of our hands. Okay, no, we're going to start with the, yes, we're going to start with the left one. Externally rotate, bring it in towards the fingertips, towards the body. Now using the right hand, we're going to pick up each finger, one finger at a time. And this is going to stretch down the tendons of that particular finger. So using your right hand, let's lift up the baby finger until you feel a stretch. If you can't feel a stretch, start to lean backwards and just keep that baby finger lifted. Hold that for a couple of breaths. A couple of deep breaths, guys. So it's not a quick 1, 2, I'm done. No. Okay? It's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Now release that baby finger and let's lift up the ring finger only as high as you can lift it. Make sure all your fingertips, all your fingers are spread out at this point as well, guys. So lifting up through the ring finger. Take 2 deep breaths. Release that finger. Now let's lift up the middle finger. The middle finger may be the most intense one. I know it is for me. You may not be able to lift it as high as you could the other fingers, but that's okay. Just accept that. And just be wherever your body is. Take 2 deep breaths here. One more. And then release, and let's do our index finger, lifting it up. Take your time, guys. There's no rush here today. This is a time for you and for your hands. How often do we ever do this? So now release that finger, and with your thumb, you'll need to bring it back. So come in front of that hand and pull the thumb away from the body. You should feel a bit of a stretch there. Hold that for 2 breaths. And then release. Now come back really slowly. You may feel quite an intense stretch feeling going on here. So be gentle, lift your hand and give that a little rub here in the back of the hand here. The back of the wrist. And then give it a little shake out, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll go sideways this time so you can see it from a different angle. Okay, so now we're going to do the right hand, and this is our last exercise, guys, so take the time and enjoy this. Start to externally rotate the hand, bringing the fingertips to face the body. You can even bring the hand closer to the body if you want and sit on your heels. Just look at the hand, spread the fingertips. If you want to move a bit closer to the hand, you can. Just be where it feels comfortable. Now let's lift up that baby finger on the right side. Be very gentle and remember to listen to the body and really listen to these sensations that you're getting in your hand and in your palm. Take 1 more deep breath. And now let's lift the ring finger. You may notice that this side is worse than the other. Perhaps it's a little tighter. It is for me because I'm right-handed. And if you're right-handed too, you may notice that. And that's completely normal. Release that finger and it's come to the middle finger and lift that one up. Cool, wow, I can really feel it in my middle finger on the right side. I don't know about you guys. I mean, whichever hand you use for writing and things like that, that's the hand that you use the most. So it's going to feel the most intense. Take 1 deep breath, exhale, release that finger. Now it's the index finger, lift it up only as high as you can. One more deep breath. Wonderful, slowly release that finger. And now the thumb, you may need to lean up a bit and pull that thumb away from the body with your hand. One more deep breath. Now very slowly, guys, come up. Use your hand to lift that hand. Be really gentle because all those little tendons They're actually very delicate, so be really gentle with your hand. Move your fingertips and just give the back of the wrist here a little bit of a rub. You may feel it quite intense in there. We've done quite a lot for the hands today, which is great. Okay, when you're ready, give your hands one last shake out. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed this hand stretch out today. I hope it's going to really help you out, especially for those of you that maybe you're a hairdresser or something like that. I used to work with hairdressers and I know they suffered a lot with things like carpal tunnel, and because of the repetitive strain of using scissors and things like that. And the same for people who are on the computer. Just actually, to be honest, I think we all need things like this for our bodies. So I'm going to move forward. And anyway, guys, I really hope you've enjoyed it. I know you've got things to do for the rest of your day, so take the mindfulness that you just had on the mat with the rest of, or in your office chair, wherever you did this practice. Take it with you throughout the day. Keep enjoying your life, and until next time, namaste. Oh, and guys, if you don't know YogaCandi very well, then look up yogacandi.com, and on there you can sign up to my newsletter so you never miss any live videos like this and you never miss any of my uploads. So until next time, take care, speak soon. Oh yes, and have a good Easter weekend. Okay, bye.